Hey guys, this is Virgil Lestrange, also known as Soap, and this is a Regrettable podcast. And we have a special treat for you guys tonight. The one and only G.
Hey, so is the word special, is this like special because you like me or special short bus special?
Retarded. But be that as it may.
Hey, it's anime comedy, so it's retarded by nature.
Yeah, that's a very good point. We're having another guest who is late, so he'll be in here when he gets in here, and you'll find out who he is when he gets here. So we're not going to sit around and wait all night for him, so we're just going to get started. So how you doing, G?
I'm doing fine. Friday night, not out in the club, talking to you. Might start making me evaluate my social life, but hey, I feel good about myself.
Well, if you go to conventions, that's a social life in and of itself.
Yeah, you got a point there.
Which, by the way, you're going to ALA, right?
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. That's like timestamp. I'm going.
Yeah. Did you get approved for the panel?
I don't know. Did anyone get approved?
I'm not sure. I think we collectively agree on Pierce, and I thought we said you were in.
There's no formal list, and really, my audition was just more like that 30-minute HyperCon video, which there's a lot of new shit, but a lot of old shit because the set was over 30 minutes, so you got to pad your ass.
Yeah, it was a long time, but I think you're in, and I think Pierce is in, and I'm pretty sure Denzel will actually make the announcement after Thanksgiving, because isn't Thanksgiving the deadline?
Yeah, it's the deadline, but I also think since the holidays are getting in the way that maybe Denzel's just doing other stuff.
Yeah, I know he's been talking to this female, so.
Yeah, but I was like pretty inanimate. It's like, yo, if this is not qualified, let me know and I'll make you the condensed version. Let me know, and no one said fuck all.
Well, it doesn't hurt to do another one if you want. Just do what is the time limit? 8 minutes? Is that what you guys are doing? Because me and Fazio are doing 15.
I really don't know. I don't have the thread in front of me.
Yeah. Well, just do 8 minutes, and it doesn't hurt to have another one. But I wanted to talk about the roast that we're having. First of all, everyone who's listening, it's not a formal gathering. This is just going to be a meetup. I'm going to post it on the CGL board. It's literally just going to be a meetup at the pool. I'll name a time. It'll probably be late at night. I don't know. What time does the pool usually close?
They're usually cunts about it, and they'll close it at midnight.
Okay, so we'll be there at midnight, and
I mean they like turn off all the lights.
Yeah, who needs lights?
No, I get pissed off when my first year at ALA and they closed the pool deck. Like, what the fuck?
Well, we'll find a place, and we'll probably just meet up at the pool at like 9 o'clock and decide where we're gonna go, and then just get blasted in a room, and then go down, and we might even have it in a room somewhere. But I guess we shouldn't. Well, you don't drink, and
nah.
If people want to show up, we can't.
What about that like weird ass plaza downstairs?
Well, I've never been, so I don't know. You would have to.
Oh, you never been to ALA?
I've never been to ALA.
Okay. There's like this pretty wide open area that's well lit that like no one goes to.
That sounds like a great idea. That's probably if you guys regulars ALA know about that, that's probably where we're gonna go. It'll be at 9 o'clock where we get everyone together, everyone on the dais, and anyone who shows up. Really, this is just gonna be really for us and anyone that passes by who wants to listen, because it's not gonna happen on the panel, and I accept it now. So. We got that out of the way. That's nice. That's good. Have you been preparing material? I haven't even told you who's going to be on the dais.
I mean, I know a few, like you, Denzel.
I'll go ahead and announce it now. You, myself, Denzel. Gary might not be there.
That's like his wingman, dude.
I know, and he was the plan. There was a whole plan. I'm getting a message from someone.
Gotta be Brian or Denzel.
No, it's Jennifer. I can't read it and talk at the same time. But it's going to be you, myself, Denzel, God, who else? Fazio, of course. Jennifer's going to be there. Thomas.
Andrew
is definitely going to be there. I'm actually thinking of asking him to host if Gary can't make it. And of course, Masa. So that's pretty much going to be it. I want to ask Greg. Last year, I asked Greg Greg Jones, the first winner. Didn't he win the first time in the LCS?
Yeah, big Black Greg.
Yeah, I wanted to have every champion at it, but Jacob is gone, MIA for some reason.
Yeah, he didn't show up this year either.
He's just gone. I don't think he's probably afraid of shit. But I don't keep. Greg Jones hasn't really gotten back to me, so he's pretty much out. And it's, how many people do you need really? Like, I want Danny at it, but he keeps saying he's got other shit to do, so I guess he's out. So that's probably the whole roster confirmed, anyways. As long as Thomas actually can go, because you just never know. People no-show sometimes.
Yeah, it's still got a lot of time, meaning a lot of time to things to be changed.
Well, not really. We've got November's almost over, and then there's just December, and that's literally it. It's not a lot of time for people to get organized. Like, I don't even have my costumes together. So, yeah, that was really relevant information that everyone needed to not really... Yeah. So anyways.
There's going to be 2 comedy shows, the Roast of Masa and the Legit Comedy Show.
Yeah, which is going to be legit.
What was your involvement in that?
In my involvement in the comedy?
Yeah, like, were you just an audition, or were you part of the planning phase?
I was part of the planning. Denzel, we talked with Thomas and stuff in the beginning of everything, and got Fazio, and that's why we're not auditioning, we're in, and Fazio and I think are the closing acts. That's why we have 15 minutes.
Now, I thought it was interesting because, like, Danny was running some stuff, like, a few years ago. No, he ran 2 shows in the past 2 years, and now it's, like, your guys' show for this year.
He's not doing his thing this year?
No, he's not doing anything.
Is he hasn't put in an audition. Is he even going to be in our thing?
I don't even know if he's going to be showing up at ALA, but
he said he will. But he was saying that's why he was telling me why he couldn't be at the roast, because he's got other things to do, I guess.
I thought that was interesting. For a minute there, I was sensing that there might have been like some sort of drama between the groups, which
no, not at all. No.
Okay. Well, thank God. I really don't like fishing within like a divide. There we go. A divide.
Oh, yeah.
Divide.
Like a fissure.
Fissure. There we go.
Yeah. There's nothing like that happened. Danny, I think he's just got other things. He's doing a lot of other cosplay things. To point that out, there actually is a divide. There is a little bit of a divide. This panel that we're doing is kind of setting a different standard from what the whole scene has been up until now, where it's just been a string of black and pussy jokes, and we're kind of like trying to reestablish it. It's the new year. It's the first con of the year, and we're trying to like set a new standard. I think that's what the whole point of this convention or this panel is, which is why it's clean, which will be great for you because you're great at that, and it's a challenge for me, and I'm gonna step up to it.
Yeah, I thought that was funny because when it says, "Oh yeah, we're running squeaky clean sets," I went, "Oh, no change for me?" ?
Yeah, you'll be fine. I think the people we have on it will adapt really well. I know Fazio will adapt really well, and I'm confident in my own ability. It's just
no, but I really believe that the ALA show is kind of like the back to basics, so to speak. Yeah.
Well,
if we're gonna use like comic book lingo, it's the retcon.
Yeah, there you go. That's a perfect way to put it. That's exactly what it is.
It's the retcon. We're just gonna go back to square one, and then we're just gonna go fuck off and be convoluted all over again.
Yeah, probably, and then kill off a bunch of characters,
and have the shitty movie version,
and then bring back the dead characters. Yeah, it's good having another nerd on the show for once.
Yeah, you know.
Feel like we get each other.
It's kind of funny. What is this? Like, I'm your third guest.
I don't know. I don't keep track.
Well, it took this many guests in before you got like a really nerdy version.
An actual nerd that I can like. I'm not saying everyone. We're talking about being nerds as if it's a good thing. I'm not trying to insult everyone else who wasn't a nerd, but it's just someone who gets comics and shit. Oh, actually, no, Damien's a nerd, but he's a metalhead nerd, so it's different. I had him on a couple times.
Oh, yeah, wasn't he talking about your YowieCon stuff?
Yeah, we were talking a lot of things. It was fun.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna repeat. You need to go to YowieCon next year. Yeah, and you need to. Me and Kevin are doing it. You should just try out.
I love that. Me and Kevin are doing YowieCon. That sounds like a sexual innuendo, but at the same time, it's probably literal because this is YowieCon.
It is what it is. Yeah. He loved spanking me, and he knows it.
He loves spanking himself.
Yeah,
Dude, true story about Kevin. All right, I tell this story to everyone. So, I had to go to his dorm room right before YowieCon, and he's just organizing all his gay dojin. And on Kevin's side of the wall are like all these pictures of cute anime boys, like really young kids.
The Shota
stuff. And on his roommate's wall were like MMA fighters and wrestlers. And I'm looking at the room and I couldn't decide which was the gay side.
I saw where that joke was going, and then it went there, and that was actually funny. You should use that.
I should.
That's a really good joke.
And it I would love to say, yeah, I made that up for the punchline, but really I was just sitting in that room. I was like, which is the gay side? Which side does Kevin sleep on? Do they share? I don't know.
To be fair, I like MMA, but I do make fun of it too. That's why I made fun of Anton. I keep forgetting you weren't at that panel. You need to be at.
You mean the Justice League of Comics? Your YowieCon panel?
Yeah,
because the first photo I saw was just everybody sitting at that long table looking all serious. It's like, oh wait, is this the Legion of Doom of comedians?
Yeah, and I'm Doomsday or Darkseid or something. No, actually, I'm like Batman.
Solomon Grundy, what pants too?
No, I like that. See, you have the references. I like that. I really appreciate that. We need to have you on more. Give me 1 second. Okay. What were we talking about? This is turning out to be
we were talking about, okay, so here. We were talking about Moss's Roast, and then we went to ALA talking about how this is going to be the retcon of the comedian scene, and then we went to a few specific stuff, a little bit of YowieCon, and then Solomon Grundy, what pants too?
That's a really good memory. Yeah, you need to be on the panel next year. You really do. We need to like do it how we normally did it. Because this year was just kind of a fluke thing, which I don't regret having done because it was great because having everyone else on. But it's just like, it's always been us. So we really need to get that thing going again. You really need to show up and you need to do the auction and you're going to get so much pussy, I'm telling you.
So if I did the auction, I think I'd have to be in drag.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I would. That's what I would choose for myself, to be in drag.
Well, go for it. That's what I do. I paused it.
So about the auction, like if I did the auction, I would totally do it in drag. I don't know. It just seems strangely appropriate.
Yeah, that's what I do. I think you should try out. But next year's going to be different than this year, though.
I wouldn't know what to do for my act because I just can't gyrate my hips for 2 minutes or.
Well, I do comedy.
See, then I'd be like biting off you. It's like, oh, look at that guy in drag, also doing stand-up comedy.
I don't think people would mind that much. I mean, the thing is, you have a completely different form of comedy. So it's not like we're friends, so it's not like we're, I'd be cool with it. There was another guy who did comedy who I thought was really cool. I think he earned a lot of money. He didn't do it in drag, though.
Interesting. All right, I'll have to seriously consider YowieCon for next year.
I was actually going to do something a little bit more theatrical with my comedy, which is going to be very shticky but hilarious. I'm not going to give it away now because it's a year away, so you guys can wait.
Just put it under the sleeve.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. My fans, both of them, are going to love it.
If there's one thing I've learned is whenever you got something big, don't even hint that you have something big, or don't even say I got a surprise. Just debut it. That way the full impact of the shock value of what you've done really sets into people's minds. Like,
well,
when I wanted to, like, Uncle Chan, that costume was in my head for 2 fucking years.
Well, it was a hit.
Yeah, that's because I didn't go blabbing around to everybody. No, so...
Well, are you trying to say that I just ruined my Cammy cosplay?
You just said it. You just said it, bro.
Yeah, I've said it before. Oh, wait, I actually didn't publish it, did I?
Yeah.
Ah, fuck.
Yeah.
No, I did ruin it.
Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah. Well, it's gonna be awesome anyways. I don't care. People are gonna love it.
It's still gonna be cool. Nah, but I'm really excited for what's coming up, with ALA and just how there's a lot more opportunities to perform. Period. Because from when I was starting out, it was just Fanime and Fanime.
And AX. No, I mean,
I was performing 2 years before AX.
Yeah, you've been at the Fanime Comedy Club since Joyce was doing it.
Fanime Comedy Club is always going to be my home. That's where I got my start. So I'm never going to live that down. That's like home turf. And it's kind of sad that only Glitch has stayed behind from the original people who performed. And I really wish those guys just got up and did more. I mean, you know how it is.
I think they do it and they realize it's not really for them, and they just do that one thing. You and Glitch are you're the mainstays, and I think I came in the 3rd year. I think.
Yeah, I brought you in.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not leaving it.
No,
I'm going to stay.
Believe me, I tried. I tried to get you to leave.
Really? Did you?
No. I couldn't afford the thumbtacks to put underneath your seat.
That wouldn't hurt me. My ass is, impenetrable.
Well, you did go to YaoiCon.
That's why I survived YaoiCon, because my ass is impenetrable. I just
said that.
No, and I'm repeating it because it's funnier when I say it.
Yeah, you said it louder than me, so it's like, oh man, Soap is totally biting off of that punchline.
Yeah, when does that never happen? That never happens at comedy shows. Nobody steals jokes. No. That doesn't happen. What are you talking about?
Especially from the audition phase. Oh,
that happens. Nobody steals black jokes.
I would love to see if we had this policy where if you had proof that someone stole your joke, during a show, at Last Comic Standing, you have every right to just rush the stage and deck the guy.
Yeah, but then they don't allow people that steal jokes, so I don't know what happened this year.
No, there were some jokes stolen.
Were they really stolen, or were they just because every joke has been said. It's just
no. This was
all it is how you say
this it. Was. I hate to do this because it's Sean Chiplock. Don't you remember? I forgot his name. Dennis's Macho Man.
Oh, the Macho Man. I think that was more of a coincidence than really. He was probably inspired to do the Macho Man voice, but he did it the joke was different. It was very different, to Sean's credit. But he probably, because he didn't have that in the audition, maybe he was inspired, maybe he wasn't, maybe he had that
that's
plan.
Why I don't want to say that he straight up stole it, because one, he's my friend, and two, I got no proof. But it's just my ears lit up because I've heard the Macho Man joke a lot of times because Dennis does it everywhere. It's Dennis's Macho Man joke is what's another signature joke that always gets spammed?
I talk about Jews a lot.
It's not really a signature joke. That's a staple.
Yeah, but I. Okay. I don't know.
Well,
Bible Black. People. Matthew Johnson.
Yeah, Matthew Johnson's Bible Black joke. That's his joke.
Yeah. Which I see people trying to do now. New people have always mentioned Bible Black.
Bible Black is one of the most infamous hentai out there.
Yeah, but let Matthew Johnson have it.
I personally don't understand the appeal of Fudanari, because when I see two girls together, it's because of the fact I don't want to see the guy parts.
I don't like this is gonna ostrich. I don't get lesbians. You know, now that we're like, I'm not saying the love thing, but you know, when you're down, when you're doing it, like all you're doing is bumping titties. You know,
I mean,
it's like how fun is that really? You know, like I mean, when you're with a guy, at least you can blow him. And I know the
no,
girl.
I understand why guys like lesbians. It's like, what's better than looking at one naked girl? Two.
That doesn't really do anything for me.
You go to YowieCon.
Well, that might be why. It's I don't know. Two girls. It's like oh yeah, wow, that's boring. You know, it's like having soup without a fork or a spoon. How are you gonna eat it? It's just, I mean, yeah, it smells delicious. It looks great, but
well, just like how lesbians eat each other, you just get your face close to it and lick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, what is sex without a cock? Sex without a cock is like a
sex without a cock.
Well, I mean, if where's the fucking? You're just bumping titties and eating out, and oh, that's enough for me. Yeah, okay, but it doesn't. Okay, I'm not gonna insult Yasi anymore. I can say that because I love her, and she knows that. Yasi, if you hear this, you know I don't mean anything bad by that. I think you're a sexy lesbian.
I thought almost every lesbian was a sexy lesbian.
Not the ugly ones.
No, I'm totally like shattering my reputation. I was always like the clean cut guy, and here I am with talking about lesbians and shit.
Nothing wrong with lesbians. Do you think talking about gay people is...
No, it's just like totally... This is like a totally different personality I give from my stage persona.
Yeah, well, we don't have to spend the whole time on lesbians. Let's talk about penis. Penis is great. Really?
I have one myself.
I was going to say, am I alone on that? Wait a minute. I lost my...
Where's your soundboard?
I don't have the... I want crickets. I don't have crickets.
Just look under cicadas. That works too.
I don't have that. I don't have that either.
Okay. Maybe I'll find something because I actually collect a lot of sound effects. And that's a clock.
We're just waiting for the joke. That's what that is.
Okay.
In fact, I think that's what I'm going to use. When a joke bombs, that's what I'm going to use.
I was thinking like
like a cough? I don't have a cough. I have the booing, but that's too blunt.
So, I'd like to say we got sidetracked, but I don't even know where the fuck we were going. I mean, we're at ALA.
Uncle Yo's a good lesbian.
Okay, we're gonna talk about Uncle Yo. All right.
Yeah. What do you think? He's like the most famous.
Yeah. Let's preface Uncle Yo for those who don't know who he is, which is people with taste.
That's a good one. I like that.
Uncle Yo is a East Coast comedian, and unlike us, Uncle Yo actually has a huge name for himself. A lot of conventions invite the guy to perform. Like, they actually invite him as a guest. He's hosted masquerades. He's performed masquerade halftime shows. They give him big auditoriums to perform. Like, he's done everything we've done, but a lot better. I mean, not better, more.
Yeah, it's much bigger.
And
he gets a lot more attention. Does he get paid? I wonder if he gets paid.
And the crazy thing is when I say he does a lot, I'm not exaggerating. Like, if you visit his website, Uncle Yo's website, his resume is huge. Now, granted, the guy is counting every little thing he does, but hey, I would do the same. But that's Uncle Yo.
It's basically all convention stuff.
He's been doing this for years, so it's only natural that his resume is that long.
It's always conventions, though. Like, I don't want to be just an anime comedian. You know, that's like, this is going to piss off a lot of people, but that's like being, no disrespect to you, G.
But
that's like being a voice actor. Yes, it's like being a voice actor. A voice actor is basically a failed actual actor that's settled on something.
Okay, I can understand the preface. Meanwhile, I'm speaking into a $600 microphone, Mr. Soap.
Yeah, well, I'm speaking into like a $20 one. So who's the
chump?
idiot? Well, this is your thing, but it's aspiring. No disrespect. This is just how I see it. Aspiring to be a voice actor is like I've said this before. It's like aspiring to be an SAS sniper, cook. You know, you want to be the cook for the team. You don't want to actually shoot anybody. It's like, what's the point? I don't get it. What is the draw for voice
I'll
acting?
tell you.
What
Okay.
does that do?
So let me just remember that we're talking about Uncle Yo. The reason why I like being a voice actor is because I get to do stuff that I can't, even as an actor. Like I'm a skinny little bald Asian guy. I'm never going to be a big tough badass. But I could pretend to be one in a cartoon, to be something totally removed from my plane of existence. That stuff not even a costume can do. And
all right, you answered it. That's the draw then. I still, it doesn't. I don't know.
It's not your thing, and neither is Yaoi Kan is my thing.
But you explained it pretty well. I just think.
No. Here, let me. We put it in perspective. Tony Oliver, the voice of Lupin III and Rick Hunter from Robotech, when I was taking his lessons, he looked at all of us and he says, if there's anything else in this world that makes you happy, do that.
Like cocaine?
Sure, but you see what I mean? Like, even the top pros are just saying, hey, leave. You could leave now. Turn back. And you'll probably be better for yourself than I'm the idiot who stayed.
Oh, that's diligence, dedication.
It also means delusions and not accepting reality. Or maybe I just watch too many Disney movies of follow your dream.
Well, maybe that's what you need to do.
So we're back to Uncle Yo.
No, I'm seriously you're right. Uncle Yo. So what about him?
When I watch a lot of his stuff, I mean, he just seems so tame.
Contrived? I think he's contrived.
Tame is the word I want to say. He has very humorous observations that it's like, that is funny-ish. But I just don't like how he doesn't have any bite.
He's perfectly catered to the anime crowd, who are not comedian crowds. They're not. An anime fan will never go watch Doug Stanhope, So he's perfectly tailored for anime comedy. That's
one of these days we're going to have to start putting a definition to anime comedy because we're.
Well, okay, we can do that now. What does that mean?
You notice we've thrown it out a lot.
Well, I have my idea of what it means, but you go first.
I mean, if we look at it on the vague sense, anime comedy is comedy you would perform at a convention. But that's like the Webster's Dictionary version of it.
Yeah, it gets deeper than that.
I would like to say that anime comedy is basically using the fact that you are referencing anime as the punchline as opposed to giving a punchline with anime as a backdrop.
Mm-hmm.
That's
exactly what I do. I use anime as a backdrop, and I don't use anime as a punchline.
That's the opposite of what I think anime comedy. Like when we say anime comedy, there's a negative connotation to it.
There definitely is.
An anime comedy joke would be like, "Oh man, I was so sick, I was green like Piccolo." That's anime comedy. We're using the fact like, "Oh, he made a funny Piccolo reference."
Yeah, and it seems kind of tawdry because it's easy. It's like it's easy to get a laugh like that, especially with the audience because they're so forgiving. I love Anime Expo LCS so much because of how much hate people actually have. There's so many people from 4chan there, and they don't hold back, and that's what I like. I like when people heckle. I like when people get angry instead of just sitting there looking stupid and not laughing. Like the Fanime Comedy Club, the people that didn't laugh at me, they just kind of sat there. I would rather you say like be funny or something, and then I can work on them.
Show that you're alive.
Yeah, just if you don't like me, feel free to say it, and that's what they do down in Southern California. They're a lot. I think it's a better crowd.
I do think
personally.
that the Last Comic Edition's audience is a bit intimidating.
I love that audience. I love LCS's audience.
When I was first there for the auditions, I was scared out of my mind just because of how bloodthirsty that crowd was. Is.
I love that. Yeah, I love that. That's what sharpens me. Like my first year auditioning, I guess I did it before you.
Of course.
My first year auditioning, I remember getting heckled by other people and just shutting them down. And like the first person I shut down, everyone shut up and just listened to me. It was like the greatest thing. It's just I don't know, I love shutting down hecklers who think they're tough shit because they're not performing. It's like, oh yeah, it's real easy to talk shit from nowhere. You fucking cunt. You faceless
that's why hecklers.
Nobody.
That's where they get their power from. They get to tell no risk jokes. If they get a laugh, then they get the satisfaction. If they bomb, nobody knows where it came from.
Yeah, but as a comedian, it's your responsibility to say that faggot right there was the one that said that stupid joke.
Did you ever see that video of John Rogan shutting down a heckler?
Joe Rogan? I've seen every video
where he shuts down.
Rogan.
Man, you look at.
Was it the woman?
No, where the guy was like, "There's a stain on your pants." Like, oh, near my dick.
No, I didn't see that. I saw when he tore apart a woman because she kept going off throughout his entire set.
The Joe Rogan one was, I think it was Joe Rogan where he shuts down the guy who was staring at his jeans. I was dying.
Joe Rogan's funny.
My favorite heckling video was, I don't know this comedian's name. He was an amateur.
Bill Burr.
He was an amateur, but
Bill Burr.
He was a nerdy white guy.
Oh, was it when the one said, like, the first time I had sex, and she was like, last night? And he just waits for, like, 10 minutes, and then just gives the just quietest, like, it was all timing, that was. And it just I know what you're talking about. You should explain it for the audience, though, because they probably...
So, it's this nerdy white guy, and I'm talking about Bill Gates' nerdy white guy, button-up shirt tucked into his pants and everything. And he's going on his bit, like, the first time I had sex, and this woman just says, last night? And to give her credit, that was a really good heckle. Gets the crowd laughing, and he's just standing there flabbergasted, but he like, collects himself, waits for the crowd to die down, and then just looks up and goes, oh, glad you remembered it.
Yeah, it's the way it was all in the delivery.
Timing and the
yeah,
when you're watching that video, you honestly think he got shut down and he's just trying to, like, collect whatever little resolve he had, and then bam, he just cuts her.
The thing about that particular, if you take it apart from the timing and everything, it wasn't funny at all. But what made it funny was the time and just his patience and just like, really, you're gonna be like that? And he's just letting everyone soak it up, and he just quick, nothing comment back, and that's all he needed to do. And I think that's something that a lot of us amateurs need to learn. You don't have to try hard to be good, you know? Like, I'm not saying don't try hard, but sometimes people try too hard to be funny.
Which is what I think is what Uncle Yo is guilty of.
I don't know.
Yes, but...
What do you mean?
He just comes across as too polished for me.
Very rehearsed. Yeah, I see that.
Oh, I never got your definition of anime comedy.
Oh, I agree with you, but to take it further, I think anime comedy is pandering. It's pandering to what people like, and for me, comedy is taking what exists, finding the holes in it, and exploiting it in a funny way. That's what comedy is to me. So, but anime comedy is taking what they like and promoting it for them, and I don't laugh at that. When you like that joke when I said I was watching this was a couple of years ago, I was watching Gurren Lagann, but the weed wore off, so I changed it. People were like, "Oh, Gurren Lagann, yay!" But they didn't hear the joke, and it's like, I'm not here to jack you off because you watch a stupid show. I'm here to point out why the show you watch is stupid. That's what I think the comedy comes from. It's finding the flaw and making fun of it, not promoting it because you like it.
Which is, I think, is hilarious, is because I think the wealth of doing nerd comedy is not the nerdy references. It's the fact that nerds have so many social flaws and stuff. Like, You don't even have to be funny to point out the flaws in nerds. So we're just doing what other people do, but in a funny way. That's where the real bite comes from.
I don't even think I'm a nerd. Like, I feel so out of place at anime cons because, like, I make jokes.
There's the guy who's thinking he's going to cosplay as Cammy.
That's not a nerd. That's a slut. There's a difference. I learned that from my ex. No. But it's like I'm so. Yeah, people love you more than they love me, and they always will. People love Fazio more than they love me, and they always will. I don't know if you remember James. No, I guess you don't, because he was my first year, I think. No, he wasn't. He was my second year. So you were there. You won. It was in 2009. You remember James with the long blonde hair?
Mitch Hedberg?
Yeah, the Mitch Hedberg
the guy who danced.
Yeah, he danced like on his ass rolling around. He was. See, people like him make me mad because he didn't come back and try it again, and I really wanted him to.
I like that guy.
I liked him a lot. I really wanted him to come back, but he told me something that has always flattered me. He said, "I'm the kind of person that would have a cult crowd, but I will never win a competition like this." And he's right, and he's absolutely right. The fact that I won this year was just strange, and he's absolutely right because my audience is very, very specific. It's
Your
not
audience
really
is like
anime
Raider fans.
Yeah, you're kind of right. That's a very good point. Either Raider fans or just drunks, Just like I think 4chan like me.
Oh, dude, 4chan loves you.
I don't know about that because I've seen some hate from
4chan.
Me on 4chan.
They hate everyone.
Yeah, but the weird thing about it is the fact that assholes like me is what validates me. Like I actually had a show and I was talking to this girl after the show and she was like, "Oh, you're really like that?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then she didn't like me after that. It was like, "Oh, well, you know what? You're fat. Do a sit up." Go fuck yourself.
Go, lady, go eat a
Twinkie
and call your dentist. Leave me alone.
She's not eating Twinkies anymore. Have you heard what happened to Hostess? They went bankrupt, I guess.
That's
Lolita cosplayers everywhere are
you know what
mourning.
I'm mad? I'm more mad that didn't happen in January, so we could have used that and been relevant.
Yeah, we can. Oh, yeah. Well, it'll still be relevant. This is only 2 months out.
Oh no.
Okay, I got to say something to the people listening to this. The second guest apparently is not showing up. I don't know where he is. He's just. Let me message him real quick. Entertain the audience, G. You're good.
Yes. I guess I could start talking about Uncle Yo. Uncle Yo, you could easily find his videos on YouTube, and he has a lot. So it does sound like I'm jealous of what he's accomplished, and maybe I am. And what he's done is quite impressive. But when you watch his material, it's so tame compared to the West Coast, in my opinion. It just sounds very safe, which is understandable since he's performing in big masquerade cons and they're probably family friendly. But I just don't feel like he's got that same bite that a comedian should have. There's for me, comedy has a certain level of aggressiveness and viciousness. It's a very cathartic experience, mainly for the comedian that the audience is partaking in. And I just don't get that cathartic experience from Joe.
No, I'm stupid. What does cathartic mean?
It's well, I couldn't say Fisher, right? So we're even.
Okay.
Cathartic is an emotional release.
You mean like orgasming?
I saw where that was going.
Yeah, I mean, you set it up. I just had to say it.
It's kind of like that
right.
big at the end.
Yeah. To Uncle Yo's credit, and first of all, why? I hate the name soap. I hate it with a passion, but it sticks, so I deal with it. Uncle Yo, why would you call yourself Uncle Yo? I mean, what uncle hasn't raped a nephew? And why Yo? You're not black. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm just pulling strings or splitting hairs, but
And so
I'm sure he's. I'm sure he's
no,
a
he
great
is.
guy. Whatever.
I
I don't
bet you
care.
he is. I mean, he has to be likable enough to be invited multiple times. But
Or that's all they have. It's either him or
comedian
cosplay comedian
Joe,
Joe.
oh my lord.
Him and his bad boxer face. Like he always does. He always does visual podcasts, and the camera is not his friend.
Oh, let's not. Oh,
I'm sure.
don't.
I'm sure.
What really grinds my stomach, that makes it churn on the inside, is how he'll do his entire set in front of his webcam. At least Pierce had the decency to be better looking and to have a laugh track.
And a microphone, and not be so close to the webcam.
Right, but that's the East Coast comedy scene. Uncle Yo's done a lot. If we are doing the TLDR version, Uncle Yo gets invited to cons. Yeah, he probably gets his room and badge and food comped. Meanwhile, the West Coast comedians are fighting and clawing for 10 slots at LCS, as the premier event.
Which is better because it makes us all better. And shit. Apparently it's my fault that Brian is not on.
Why?
Okay, so I don't know. But he's here. I'm trying to get him on here, and I'm having trouble navigating Windows. Oh Jesus, this is embarrassing. Not as embarrassing as Danny said. That was clever. That was so clever. That's why nobody laughed.
And then of course we'd say the obligatory. Danny's a nice guy.
Yeah, sure he is. Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's not funny.
But that's my opinion. But what about you? What about you? Or do you want me to just talk again to the microphone while you go navigate Windows?
My opinion on what?
Uncle Yo.
Oh, Uncle Yo. I think he's unfunny, but I don't like him at all. I don't think he's funny at all. But the people like him, so that's what can I say? You know?
I just think it's such a really huge contrast between the East Coast and West Coast comedy scene, and when I say that, it makes it sound a lot bigger than it really is.
Yeah, there's like two people in the East Coast.
And I meant comedy scene.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's getting bigger. And on that note, we're going to end this podcast right now, and we're going to set up for round 2 because Brian is here. I just spoiled the surprise. We're going to set up for round 2 right now, so you guys stay tuned. We'll be right back. Wait.